we're back here at the rack as Rutgers gets ready to take on the Louisville Cardinals on Verizon Fios One Sports. With Christina Battistini-Sheen, Ralph Bednarczyk with you. Let's take a look at our starters for today. Shoni Schimmel joins Becky Burke, Bria Smith in the backcourt, Sierra Warren, and Sharon Vales up front. Rushdan, Wheeler, Canty, the freshman, getting the start with April Sykes and Monique Oliver, the five for Rutgers. The two coaches now in his fifth year. Jeff Walz has already taken the Cardinals to unprecedented heights, the 2009 National Final. And for Rutgers, C. Vivian Stringer in her 17th season at Rutgers. She's the second winningest coach all time. Let's take a look at today's Verizon 4-on-1 keys to the game.
Well, for Louisville, they need to force outside shots. In fact, Coach Jeff Walz wants to force Rutgers into over 30 three-point attempts today, and they need to handle Rutgers' full-court 55 pressure. For Rutgers, keys are limit turnovers. Of late, they have not been taking care of the basketball, and they've got to generate offense from their defense. So they want to turn Louisville over and get some easy transition buckets.
The Cardinals will be in the red-on-red uniforms this afternoon. Rutgers is in the white-on-white, and our officials today: Mark Zentz, Norma Jones, Ed Sidlaski. Two teams ranked in the top 25. Louisville 3-1 in league play, Rutgers at 3-0. Now the Scarlet Knights have been sensational at home again here at the rack at 8-1, including 6 straight overall wins this season. Louisville does have the lone ranked win between the two teams at 1-2. Rutgers 0 for 2 in ranked opportunities as the freshman Bria Smith turns it over on the first possession.
Well, not surprising that Rutgers defense is forcing opponents over 20 turnovers this season. You see it there. After one pass, they get a hand in the passing lane and knock it out of bounds.
So here is Brianna Canty that will bring it up against some Louisville pressure. Canty up in the air, able to find a teammate. Across it comes, open jumper for Rushdan. Won't go. Canty trying to tip it out. Rushdan will find a loose ball. Sykes and Rutgers will have a brand new shot clock just getting going here at the rack. Wheeler. Here is Canty, and the freshman whistled for a travel. Talented freshman out of Trenton Catholic down in South Jersey. And for C. Vivian Stringer, she has not been afraid, Christina, to start her 4 freshman guards at times this year.
I think it's an excellent strategy on Coach Stringer's part. She wants to develop the freshmen. They have the talent to play, and the only way you can do that is to give them significant minutes in big games, and that's what she's done all season long.
And Canty, who is very tall, gets the assignment to defend Shoni Schimmel. Warren is trapped. Now Becky Burke. Bria Smith. Shot clock down to 6. Becky Burke knocks down a 3. She can be very hot and cold. She starts off making her first look.
Now she's a 5'11" guard, but she shoots it like a point guard. Shoots about 37% from the three-point line, and that's a kid you cannot let her feet get set and give her a good look.
And Burke coming off of a tough night against USF, just 1 of 9, a good sign for the Cardinals. Wheeler looking to answer, and does with a 3 of her own.
Well, Louisville's going to dare Rutgers to shoot. Rutgers will pull the trigger from the outside. Louisville is sitting back in a sagging 2-3 zone, and that's what they want to do. They don't want Rutgers to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. They're going to force the Scarlet Knights to make shots from the outside.
Rutgers as a team, not a great outside shooting team, as we talked about, Christina, just 27% from 3 in Big East games. For the season at 31%, not much better. As now we get another turnover, and again they trap the freshman Bria Smith along the sideline. She's already turned it over twice.
You see Wheeler here on the offensive end just gets open, and that was Burke drilling that 3, and that's what she does so well. Patient on the offensive end, looks for her shot, and when she has it, she will take it.
Sykes inside shooting over Becky Burke, and she knocks down her first look.
When you think about Sykes, that's just versatility. She's got great size. She can hit from the outside. That short corner shot, it's so difficult to hit. People don't realize it. It's that in-between area. You're on the baseline. And Sykes here just sets up behind the zone. You see Rutgers, good ball fake there, and she gets behind the zone. Ball fake, stays on balance.
5-3. Rutgers with the early lead. Here is Schimmel who has yet to get a shot off. Burke in the corner. Shot clock already down to 11. Burke on the drive. Smith, a freshman from New York, and this time a charge. So Bria Smith has not had the start she or the Cardinals would have liked. That's 3 early turnovers for Jeff Wall's star freshman.
And check out the defense here. Rushton just beats her to the spot, anticipates that Smith is going to keep it in her right hand, and Smith lowers that shoulder, drives right into her. But nice defense here, though, by Louisville.
A takeaway, and Sierra Warren will convert on the other end, or rather Sharon Vales on the other end to even it up at 5.
You gotta love that. Louisville saying, hey, we're not, Rutgers isn't the only team that can apply some pressure and turn teams over.
Canty looked inside. Monique Oliver, first touch, left that a little short. Here is Rushdown on the glass, and one.
5'9", Rushton getting down low, mixing it up with the big girls, and that's what she does. She averages 5 rebounds per game, just has a knack for getting down low, seeing where that ball is going to carry him off the rim, and she gets to a great spot.
Foul goes on Sierra Warren. Khadijah Rushdan, 4 years starting point guard. Converts the three-point play, and Rutgers again back by 3. And able to set up their pressure. Schimmel across, and Oliver had it in her arms. And couldn't haul it in.
That's a gutsy pass by Schimmel. Now she's got the talent to make a cross-court pass, but against these Rutgers defenders who anticipate so well on the weak side, I would suggest they need to shorten up their passes against this Rutgers press.
Schimmel, North Carolina transfer Sierra Warren. Burke, this time will try, the wing won't work there. And Wheeler looking to push. Wheeler to the baseline. Underneath, Sykes had the follow. On the loose ball. And the signal will go to the Cardinals.
So far, great energy and intensity in this game. Players already scrapping for loose basketballs and rebounds, and they can sense it's going to be a possession-by-possession ball game.
The two teams met last year in Louisville. It was the Cardinals coming out ahead. Louisville has never won here at the rack. They're 0-3 since joining the Big East. Warren to the right-hand hook. Rushdan, 4 minutes into the first. Rushdan has somehow lost it, but it came right to Oliver.
That's offense by accident, but Rushton somehow lost control of the basketball. Louisville defender tipped it to Oliver in a fortuitous play, but Oliver down low finishes it, and they'll take the points any way they can get them.
And Rutgers again, more active hands here early. Erica Wheeler tipping it out of bounds. It'll be Louisville ball when we return. Rutgers a 10-5 lead. Monique Oliver on the receiving end on Verizon. Fios 1 Sports. Rutgers a 10-5 lead here after the first time out with Christina Banastini-Sheehan, Ralph Benorchik joining you from Piscataway at the rack. Louisville has opened up with 3 early turnovers, and they trail by 5. Schimmel again matched up by Canty. That appears to be the way Rutgers is going to approach this one against the star Louisville guard, and they force a tie-up and another Louisville turnover. Let's take a look at Rutgers' continued great defense continuing in the Big East.
You see here they're limiting their opponents. Most opponents averaging the 60s and 70s, and Rutgers holding them to the high 30s and 40s, and they're doing it just like what you saw on that last play. That wasn't a set trap, but these Rutgers players, they've been taught to anticipate, they've been taught to read defenses, and they're able to trap whenever they want. And again, we talked a little bit about their 55 full court press. Now that they have 10 scholarship players, they're able to execute and press the entire game. That has really changed things in terms of how Vivian Stringer wants this team to play. The brand of basketball she wants.
And we're seeing one of those 4 freshmen, Brianna Canty, see a lot of action. Getting the start, senior guard Nikki Speed will also come off the bench. And it's a deep group that Vivian Stringer now possesses, as opposed to the last couple of seasons where they were a little limited. Sykes forcing up the shot as the shot clock was running down, and the rebound controlled by Louisville. Shantae Dyer, a redshirt freshman from Marion, Ohio, coming in for the first time. And here is Smith. Dyer, they dare her to shoot, and she sinks the jump. Shantae Dyer coming off the bench, averaging nearly 6 points per game. And Louisville within 3. The Cardinals preseason number 9 in the AP polls, but missing 2 key starters right as the season got underway, including their leading scorer for the last 2 years, Monique Green, and they've had to fill that void. Shot clock down to 8. Short corner jumper, Rushdan. Long rebound, Wheeler will pull it back down.
A great ball movement by Rutgers. They're moving the ball from guard to guard, then they hit the wing. They're forcing this Louisville defense to shift a lot. And what happens in a zone when the offense forces you to shift, you get out of rebounding position, and that's why Rutgers was able to get that weak side rebound. Nobody from Louisville was in position.
Wheeler fading away, and we pick up a whistle that's going to come against Rutgers. It's going to be underneath, and it appears that they got Monique Oliver for a foul, and a key person for Rutgers to stay out of foul trouble. She is their starting center, and behind her is only a freshman named Krista Evans.
It's tough in that position. That's the one weakness of this Rutgers team. They're not very strong in the low post, and Oliver has struggled this year in terms of getting into foul trouble, and that's one player who certainly Vivian Stringer doesn't want to see her get into foul trouble early.
Good scrap here, but coming away with it is Canty for Rutgers. Poked away, though, from behind. Outstanding play there from Sharon Vales to break it up for Louisville.
I'll tell you, Sharon Vales, she's got some wheels to catch up to Canty. She had some breakaway speed there, but Vales somehow managed to catch up to her, made a smart play in tipping it from behind.
Inbound, Oliver got it from Rushdan.
Excellent execution there by Rutgers. Just a little screen, the screener play, and they ran it to perfection, resulting in a layup.
Second bucket for Oliver, who leads all players. They're early with 4. Bria Smith shooting over Rushdan. Can't get her game going. And Canty looking to run, play up tempo. It's knocked away and off of Oliver. And perhaps Canty may be a little ill-advised to pass, but Vivian Stringer approves.
I think she's okay with it. She's talked a lot this season about getting her team to play more up-tempo, fast-paced. She wants them to feel comfortable to play freely, and that's the type of coach she is. Instead of yelling at her and reprimanding her for turning the ball over, she gives her some encouragement. She understands she's a freshman, and she needs that sort of feedback.
Burke came off the screen. Instead, backdoor, wide open. Dyer missed the layup. Great look, great find from Schimmel. Rushdan penetrates off for Oliver. Trapped, forced a contested shot, and Vales secures. Schimmel, again no look for Dyer. She'll do that very often. The flair of the sophomore Shoni Schimmel, who captured the country's attention by storm last year with her fancy passing and great shooting. stay with Louisville, trailing by 5. Schimmel looking for Smith, and it's just out of her reach.
And what's impressive about this Rutgers defense, people always talk about their full court press, but they've been exceptional in this first half in terms of defending out of bounds plays. They are fronting, they are getting in players' faces, and they're making it very difficult for Louisville to inbound the basketball.
Canty took it all the way, and Dyer has the miss. Well, Jeff Walz came in during yesterday's practice saying, we'll take the first good shot because we respect Rutgers' defense that much. Offensive rebound, here is Dyer off the miss from Burke. Shante Dyer with some good production here for the Cardinals. She's got 4 off the Cardinals bench. Canty had it knocked away by Schimmel. Wheeler able to recover. Shot clock to 8. Wheeler into the lane. Got her own miss. Will pull it back out and get another new 30 for Rutgers.
How about Erica Wheeler? She's known as a three-point shooter. She's worked a lot on her ability to slash to the basket. But that dribble drive on her last possession of the basketball, that was impressive speed. And here she goes again, trying to take her defender off the dribble. I like her aggressiveness against this zone.
Rushdan slashed in, carved through, and Schimmel will finally get the miss ahead, and there is Sykes on the interception ahead of Burke. Oliver running the floor and has another easy one.
Wow, excellent chain of events for this Rutgers team. Great defense by Sykes, and then a fantastic bounce pass for the big girl filling the middle lane.
Smith trying to get going, and will do so by getting to the free throw line. Rutgers with a 5-point lead nearly midway through the first. Rutgers able to use that trademark defense and convert into offense on Verizon Fios One Sports. You texted him? Okay. Back at Rutgers, this first half is being brought to you by Watch ESPN. It's the ESPN Networks live here on your smartphone, tablet, and computer. Go to Verizon.com/Fios TV online for details. With Christina Battistini and Ralph Gnarchik, Rutgers continuing to maintain a 5-point lead here in the first half. Big story here early on for Louisville. They've turned it over 6 times a year ago in their big win over Rutgers at home. Down in Kentucky, they only turned it over 11 times.
I think that's a major factor so far. The defense and intensity by Rutgers has really limited Louisville in terms of their offensive production, and they haven't looked comfortable. They've never really been able to set up any offensive flow. And they've stayed in this game by offensive rebounding and by getting fouled on drives to the basket like Smith just did on her last possession.
Bria Smith from Massapequa, New York originally, but attended Christ the King High School in Queens. National High School Girls Basketball Power, and she makes the second. And she is working her way towards maybe Big East Rookie of the Year honors. Tough start here, though. And 3 early turnovers, but she brings Louisville to within 3. Also, freshman Krista Evans has come in for the first time for Rutgers. from Jackson, New Jersey. And the pass back door thrown away. Rushdan looking between Sykes and freshman Benija Laney, and it was between them. Nobody got it.
And again, not a bad turnover though, because Rutgers, what they're trying to do against this 2-3 Louisville zone, they're screening the zone, but they're also sending cutters behind the zone, and that's what she was trying to hit. She was trying to hit a cutter getting behind that Louisville zone, which is a great idea, just wasn't exceptionally executed.
Inside, it's Dyer, and boy, she has been a revelation off of Louisville's bench.
She's come in the game and gotten herself into great position. She hit a shot from about 15 feet from the elbow, and now she's posting up well, and the Rutgers defense isn't bumping that cut across the lane, and these Louisville post players are able to get it on the low block in great position.
Shante Dyer, 3 of 5 shooting. In about 4 minutes of action, has 6 points to lead all players, bringing Louisville to within 1. Sykes, shot clock to 4, had to put it up. Long rebound, fought for, and it's grabbed by Dyer. And here is Burke with the Cardinals looking for the lead. Smith was trapped. And then it's Schimmel, who has yet to score or take a shot. Schimmel turns and knocks down the pretty jumper. That's what Shoni Schimmel has brought over the last year and a half, dazzling college basketball fans. Laney the other way, missed a tough one. And here is Schimmel now with the Cardinals leading.
I think Shoni Schimmel was waiting for you to say that. She hadn't shot the ball yet, and she decided to take one of the most difficult shots in basketball, a turnaround, almost fadeaway jumper, and she made it look easy.
Waited 11 minutes to do it. Sarah Hammond, talented freshman from Kentucky, pulls back and steps away. Off on the miss. It'll stay with Rutgers. Well, Shoni Schimmel has been doing this ever since she was 3 years old, playing with her older brothers.
How about that tight crossover? She used the retreat dribble here. As she retreats, the defense thinks she's taking it outside, but instead she's able to turn around and hit that very difficult shot, but looks like she's been taking that shot her whole life.
She said she took a lot of the moves growing up from watching N1 mixtapes online, and where she gets a lot of her flair. Growing up on an Indian reservation in Oregon. So it's Louisville, a 1-point lead. Khadijah Rushdan, and that was a line drive miss. And Rutgers, after starting off 4 of 7, just 2 of 12 since, and ahead. A great job by Rushdan to break up the opportunity in front of Sierra Warren.
They're a little concerned here with Rutgers' defense. I think they're overly defending the basketball. And what you're seeing in the last few possessions, Louisville is getting back in transition with no one on them. And here's another defensive breakdown underneath.
Hammond missing a chippy. She was wide open. Here's Rushdan after the break for RU. Canty dives through, and an offensive foul drawn by Warren.
Wow, she is athletic. She got to the rim. Excellent job of using her dribble, but just a little bit out of control.
Louisville has taken the lead, 15-14. Good matchup between two top 25 teams coming up on Verizon Fios One Sports. That's wrong. That's wrong. No. Yep. Yep. have you heard of the new Visual 411 widget? It's a free search app on Fios TV that provides you with the name, address, and phone number of any business you're looking for. You can even use a Verizon Navigator to get driving directions. Access the widget by clicking on the widget button on your Fios TV remote control. Scroll down and select the V411 application. Here at the rack, Louisville's taken a 1-point lead. And for the Cardinals, they're doing this without two key starters, Christina. Tia Gibbs would have been their starting two-guard or alternating with Schimmel, out for the year after just 4 minutes. And then Monique Reed, knee surgery. She's only played in a handful of games this season.
Well, it's always significant when you lose starters, but these starters were also leaders on the team. And what's happened now is that defenses can key all over Shoni Schimmel, and you've seen that tonight. In 12 minutes of play, she's only been able to get off one shot.
Sierra Warren able to get going, and that's somebody Jeff Walls has been harping on to try to improve and get consistent. That's her first basket. Came in averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds per. And Monique Reed, a tremendous player, was two-time All-First Team Big East and was slated to have that again as a senior. She may return next year for her 5th year. Wheeler got around Burke. Wild shot there on the foul. Laney missed. The second one was blocked out of her hands by Schimmel. And Schimmel on the move here for Louisville, now up by 3. Hammond, jumper goes, Warren. And the rebound snatched and grabbed by Rushdan. Nikki Speed, the senior for California, into the game for the first time. Oliver got the feed from Laney. Can't get that to fall either. But an offensive rebound and another second chance for RU.
The Rutgers are doing a couple nice things on offense. They're not converting. They're trying to get behind this Louisville 2-3 zone. They're also trying to penetrate and get into the paint. But the one thing I'd like to see them do a little bit more is get the ball down low to their post players.
Benija Laney around Hammond and a lot of contact. And we'll have a foul. Looks like they're going to get Sierra Warren. Make it Hammond picking up her first.
Well, you see Rutgers, I think C. Vivian Stringer out of that timeout told her players, you've got to attack this Louisville zone off the dribble, and they do just that. And one of the best ways to attack a zone is to go baseline where there isn't a lot of help, and they get to the free throw line. If you can't score from the outside, might as well get to the free throw line.
Benija Laney, where she is 61% freshman from Clayton, Delaware, as Dyer back in for Louisville. C. Vivian has known Benija since she was an infant. You see, her mother Yolanda played for C. Vivian Stringer way back at Cheney State. Stringer's first head coaching job. Oh, great find from Smith to hit Dyer.
And you can sense a momentum shift in this game. Louisville did not start off well. They were back on their heels, but now they're starting to click on the offensive end. And I wouldn't be surprised if Rutgers defensively tried to change it up a little bit to get Louisville out of this offensive rhythm.
Louisville in the midst of a 10-1 run. Wheeler into an elbow jumper. Rebound Oliver, another second chance here for Rutgers.
You know, Rutgers' best offense might be to shoot the basketball and then rebound their miss, because right now they're doing an excellent job on the offensive boards.
Rushdan slashes. Wheeler in the corner will try a 3. And Louisville survives the second miss. Burke ahead, again found Dyer, and this time picks up a foul.
What a pass by Burke. I'm sitting here and I've got a great angle on the play, and I'm saying there's no way that ball is going to go through. But she thread the needle and hit her teammate in stride. And you see three Rutgers defenders get there just a little bit late. And anytime you get there late on defense, a lot of times you're going to end up with the foul. And Louisville doing a great job in transition the last 5 or 6 minutes of this game.
Shante Dyer, 9 points here already in the first half. Her career best is 16 back in December against Washington State. But an example of what Jeff Walls has been talking about. He's got his consistent players, his couple of nucleus players like Burke and Schimmel, who's only still a sophomore. And then it's been kind of whoever is playing well on that particular day. And today it is Dyer's day, at least her first half.
Exactly. He's talked a lot about finding the right combinations, finding consistent players, and he's still struggling to find that exact 5 on the court that will get it done for him. But right now, the 5 he is on the court is doing a good job, except when Rutgers executes like that offensively with a nice high-low, tough to stop.
Rushdan, the pass to Oliver, who's got 8. Burke stepping back, and a long 3. Speed was fouled by Smith.
Here's Rutgers on the offensive end doing an excellent job of moving the basketball, and they're starting to actually utilize their post players. That last possession was one of the best offensive possessions that they've had so far today.
Louisville brings in Vales and also Shelby Harper, who is a junior from just outside the Louisville campus. She is a former walk-on that has become a fan favorite in their home games. Very scrappy, small, 5'4" guard. Getting a chance to play here. Burke knocked it away from Oliver. Then it's stolen by Wheeler, and then she thought she was fouled. So did the crowd here at the rack. Schimmel fires the 3. And the rebound control. Fails with the left hand, spins it in.
Excellent position down low. And you gotta love players that can go both ways in the post. She had the basketball, she sensed the defender was in the middle, just turned to her left hand, made it look easy.
Louisville with its largest lead, 6 points right now. Rushdan shooting over Harper. Got her own miss. Didn't hit rim. That one did, and then she's fouled.
Boy, she is tough.
Louisville has taken the lead here late first half on the road in Piscataway. It's Rutgers women's basketball on Verizon Fios One Sports. It's the Louisville Cardinals here at the rack that have grabbed the lead in a matchup of 2 top 25 teams. 23-17, and it's been the redshirt freshman Shantae Dyer off the bench for Jeff Walz.
Well, Dyer's done an excellent job of getting herself in position. She has 10 points already. She comes into this game averaging only 6 points, and she's done an excellent job on the boards, getting an excellent position. She shoots about 50% from the field. You can see why. She gets good, high percentage shots.
Also has added 5 rebounds in very limited minutes. And for Shantae, it's already her best game in about 4 games, continuing all the different players that have stepped up for the Cardinals at different times. Last game against South Florida in a comeback, it was the former walk-on Shelby Harper that stepped up with some key defensive plays. And today it has been Dyer. Khadijah Rushdan at the free throw line for Rutgers, hitting the first. Rushdan, just the second player in program history to get over 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, but missing the second free throw and a tie-up. We'll give it back to Louisville. And there's Harper, who scraps there and makes that little play that Jeff Walz has just fallen in love with her as a player.
Well, he said some wonderful things about her. As you mentioned, she's a walk-on who earned a scholarship the past 2 seasons, but a couple of things he said really resonated with me as a coach. He said, you know, she comes out to play every single day. She's not worried about her playing time, whether she gets in. She plays the same intensity. She gives all of her heart, and he wishes that every single recruit he had embodied those same qualities.
She gives it up to Schimmel under heavy pressure. Already down to 8 on the shot clock. Schimmel missed, but all that Rutgers pressure forced a tough shot. Here's freshman Shakina Richardson from Neptune on the floor for the first time for RU. Richardson out high. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in this opening half. Wheeler got into the lane and then got it again away to Oliver, who has been the beneficiary of some great slashing from Rutgers.
Unbelievable play. Coach Jeff Walls, he wanted it to be called a travel, but that was just a pro hop executed perfectly.
Schimmel got her feet set, and that's off.
She struggled so far on the offensive end, but what she's doing so far, she's not forcing her offense, and she's not reacting to missed shots. She's staying within herself. She's getting back on defense, and I think she's really trying to lead this team by example.
Wheeler almost picked up the pivot foot, and then sinks her second 3 of the half.
She's been dynamic in this first half. She's showing all of her versatility, getting to the rack, off the bounce, hitting it from the outside.
Wheeler ties the game at 23.
You see the nice drive here by Wheeler. The pro hop splits the defense, hits her post player with the dime, and you see her at the top of the key in this next highlight. She uses an excellent jab step to open herself up. Jab right, gets the defense off balance. Look at that ball rotation. No question that was going in the second she released it.
Wheeler with the assist and the 3, tied at 23. It's a 6-0 spurt now for Rutgers to get the game even again. And it's gone the way you'd expect a top 25 intra-conference battle would go, Christina. Louisville and Rutgers, 2 teams looking to expand their NCAA profiles and already with an eye towards the upcoming Big East tournament.
Louisville has really done it by playing consistently. They never really got completely out of rhythm in the first half, and you see the 3-point shooting here, 1 for 5 for Louisville, so neither team really lighting it up from the outside.
Harper picked up her dribble. Here is Burke, and the pressure forces Louisville back near half court. Now it's Schimmel to try to bail out the Cardinals. Shot clock to 2, has to force it, and a long rebound. Harper will find it. Burke, a contested 3. That's short. Warren, and this time the Cardinals are the ones that have the second chance.
Unbelievable. That was one of the strangest offensives I've ever seen. For the first 28 seconds, Louisville was about 35 feet from the basket. Somehow they end up with the offensive rebound. 2 offensive rebounds on that play. So Rutgers playing great defense, but they're overextending a little bit much on the defensive end and allowing Louisville to get those offensive rebounds.
Cy Essence Davis, another freshman from Neptune, New Jersey, off on the jumper, and the rebound came to Burke. And there is a Rutgers player down. Warren on the other end will get the lay-in. It's Rushdan that is clutching her left ankle as the Cardinals grab a 4-point lead. But for RU, this is their leader and their biggest personality. Also looks like maybe it's her back or her hip.
I think she just got hit hard, and can't see Rushdan. Oh, there she is, over number 12's back, and what happened, she gets her legs taken out from underneath her and lands awkwardly on her hip and her elbow, and that's one of those jarring injuries, but she's able to recover. She's a tough player. Nothing's going to keep her off the court.
1:02 to play in the first half, a timeout on the floor, with Louisville taking advantage of the extra man down court and grabbing a 4-point lead. And Jeff Walls continues to have something to say to one of the officials I'm not sure what this could be about.
Hard to say. He has like a restrained passion going after the official, and the Rutgers crowd certainly didn't like his continual discussion with the officiating staff, but something's got him fired up, and gotta say he is going about it the right way. He's not going to get a technical foul doing it, but he's in their ear.
Coming up at the break, we'll be joined by Rutgers assistant coach Tasha Pointer to talk about the Rutgers program and the season. We'll go around the Big East, show the standings, and our first half highlights and numbers, all here from the rack on Verizon Fios One Sports. Interesting season in the Big East, and a little bit more wide open than it's been in years past. Brianna Canty. Right now, 4 freshmen and the senior speed on the court at the same time for Rutgers. Canty, a 3. And Dyer rebounds and quickly gets it off to Schimmel. There's about a 3-second shot and first half differential. Burke doesn't care. She takes the 3. And we've got a whistle underneath. The 3 is going to count because Sierra Warren was also knocked down underneath.
Louisville has done an excellent job in transition so far. There's that typical Schimmel. She looks off the defense. She gets them to shift, and Burke is just dynamite from downtown. She sets her feet and drills it, and as she was shooting, there was a foul underneath on a Rutgers player, so potential 4-point play here for Louisville.
7th team foul, might even be 5, with the redshirt sophomore Warren stepping in.
Good point.
At 71%.
It's a 1-and-1.
For Rutgers, Khadija Rujdan and Brianna Canty have each picked up 2. Vales and Bria Smith, 2 fouls apiece for the Cardinals. Warren doesn't get the first, and Davis grabs it. Shot clock turned off. Louisville with its largest lead now at 7. Wheeler. Trapped. Davis knocked away by Schimmel. 4 seconds to go. Ahead Harper. 2 seconds. Harper was fouled with less than a second to play in the first half.
Credit Shoni Schimmel and her basketball IQ. While we haven't been calling her name out a lot tonight in terms of her scoring ability, with 4 seconds left on the clock, she was aware of the time, she's aware of the score. She gets the ball up the court immediately, and she's so strong, she's able to throw it over a Rutgers defender. And here you have Harper. Looks like incidental contact, but because she was going hard to the basket, the officials had to call the foul.
And Shelby Harper able to hit the first. Excellent free throw shooter, 79%. Makes the most of that opportunity. And Louisville closes the first half on a 9-0 run. 32-23 here on the road at the rack. See Vivian Stringer, Scarlet Knights with some work to do. We're coming back to hear from Tasha Pointer, our first half highlights and numbers, and take a look around the Big East. That's all coming up here on Verizon Fios One Sports.